It's baseball time, everybody. The New York Mets home opener versus the Toronto Blue Jays. We're going to be here, hopefully, for the whole game, as long as this doesn't end up super long. I'm so excited to be here. The Mets are 3-3, and they finally get some home cooking. So let's see how they respond here today. So excited to be with you. We are going to be covering this game as we go through the entire time. We're going to try some different presentation things today as well. I'm still getting caught up on some of the pregame festivities. Lots of former Mets like Juan Lagares and Bartolo Colon helped throw out the first pitch. So anyway, super excited to be here today. The game is going to be starting here shortly. And so as soon as that gets going, we're going to be covering all the action with you here today. There are some other scores going on around the league. So we'll get you caught up on all of that. And so we're just going to be with you, hanging out, streaming, talking baseball, and specifically Mets baseball, and doing immediate in-game analysis. So we do the analysis without taking a ton of time to script it out or plan it out. We just hop on and we just start analyzing right away. So I saw a good chunk of kind of the pregame here. One thing I missed is they were doing the memoriam of all the players who had died, I guess, probably in the last year, I would assume. I didn't see the whole thing, but definitely want to go back and watch that if you didn't get a chance to do that. Of course, all the pregame introductions, everybody. Savage Batman, how's it going? Hope you are doing well here today. So the game is set to begin at 3:10, so we'll see how on schedule. It seems like they're pretty good. So will this be a preview of Vlad Guerrero in New York come next year? We shall see about that. We shall see. I'm sure there's going to be lots of recruiting going on behind the scenes. So we're trying something a little bit different today. I've got the stream going directly on this computer, so hopefully I have better eye contact with you, and we'll see if everything can kind of keep up with that as well. All right, your Red Sox are playing right now, so we'll do a quick little score update before this game starts. I don't believe any games have finished yet today. Nope. So games going on right now. Detroit Tigers are beating the White Sox 6-1. Savage Batman, your Red Sox are winning 5-1. The Padres take an undefeated record into Chicago. They're currently tied 1-1. That's in the bottom of the third, by the way. Detroit's beating the White Sox in the middle of the sixth inning, and Boston's over the Cardinals, bottom of the third. So good start there. And then there's this game. So I would assume there's quite a few teams that are doing their home openers today, just with it being the weekend and everything. So super excited to actually watch a Mets game. Get to the White Sox should be undefeated. Based off of last year, I think the White Sox only need like 20 more wins to be as good as last season. All right, the Blue Jays lineup is going to be Bo Bichette, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Anthony Santander, Andre Jimenez, former Met, who's absolutely on fire to start the season, Alejandro Kirk, George Springer, Will Wagner, Ernie Clement, and Alan Rodin. So they've got a pretty balanced left-right lineup. They got 3 lefties, 5 righties, and 1 switch hitter, looks like. So pretty balanced throughout the day. Pitching for the Mets today will be Tyler McGill. Hey, I'm a fan of underdog teams too, Batman. I always find myself cheering for the underdog and everything. So I 100% understand and get that. Yep. No, it's I root for the Mets and the underdog. So that's why I like. And I like to even sometimes pick the underdogs too, because even if it doesn't come right, I still feel good cheering for them. So like I picked the Reds and the Angels to make the playoffs this year. 2 teams that not a lot of people are picking. And so far the Reds have disappointed, but the Angels have been an early surprise. And so super excited to be here with all of you today. If you haven't yet done so, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're going to try some different things. We're going to try some different things here today. It all depends on the processing speed of the computer and how much it can handle. but we'll try some different things, and we'll be with you. We're still waiting for the official game to start here. Not the first pitch. It's not the ceremonial first pitch, but the actual first pitch. Kevin Gosman will be pitching for the Blue Jays today. Tyler McGill pitching for the Mets. There we go. The Mets are coming on the field. I want to see how in tune my game day is with my video stream. So hopefully it's not going to be too choppy. We are plugged in directly to the internet. There goes Juan Soto out to right field. I got my one soda for Juan Soto ready to go for when he hits his home run later today. Is that Tanner Houck, Savage? A lot of people picked the Red Sox to make in the playoffs, Savage. I think Soto, you are number 1. Number 22. So we're just getting ready for first pitch. Everybody's out on the field warming up. They give a little extra coverage to some of these opening day things you don't normally do. I've got a special surprise. I discovered something. I was cleaning out stuff today, and I discovered something that maybe I'll show you guys later when we have like a larger crew on. Vientos at third, Lindor at short, Acuna at second, and Pete at first. And Luis Torrens is catching. Nimmo in left, Siri in center, Juan Soto in right. So this is, of course, coming off of last game where Keith Hernandez was basically saying the Mets got caught on a hot mic using a slightly descriptive way of saying that the Mets hitting was not good, which has genuinely been true. They have had a very rough start. So just trying to see if there's a lag, or if there's not a lag here between my video feed and the game day feed. If they're on pace, then we're going to try something here. Walker Buehler. I believe we have 2 undefeated teams left in the majors, the Padres and the Dodgers. Here's the first pitch, and it's a called strike. Yeah, we are good, at least for now. At least for now. We're going to try something a little different here today. You guys let me know how you like it, if you like it, if you don't. We're just going to keep working with this to try to make this better and a better experience for all of you. Let's try. We're going to try. No, not that setup. Let's try. We're going to try this setup here. Let me know. Is that too small? Otherwise, we could do. I don't like how small I am on that. Let's see. There. How about that? Is that too small? Let me know if that's too small. Awesome, Savage. Thanks for hanging out with us on your other channel. Let me know if that looks too small on your guys' screens. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Oh, this is really slowing down my feed. Okay. All right. Hold on. We're going to nix that for now. It's slowing down my actual video feed too much to do that. Someday we'll get ourselves a better, faster computer. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bichette grounds it to third. Vientos fields it, throws over to first, and we've got 1 out. Oh yeah, we got to get our banner going. Yeah, Red Sox Mets for sure. Let's get our banner going here for everybody who comes in and checks everything out. We got to change it. We're not playing the Astros anymore. That was the Blue Jays. Lagro Jr. is up, first pitch swing, and he hits it to Vientos as well. Vientos plays it to first. So all the yips that Vientos might have had from the last game where he was kind of off on his throws, those seem to have been taken care of. So there's already 2 quick outs here in the top of the first inning, which is super exciting. I am cheering for McGill to have the breakout season that we've been wanting to see for a long time. Anthony Santander takes a first pitch strike here. Oh, yeah, for sure. As long as you keep it fun, Savage, it's all good. That's all we want to do. Keep the talk fun. We're good. Family friendly and F-bomb free here. That one's fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes. McGill's working very efficiently here in the first inning. Looking really good so far. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Just a bit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he got him swinging on a nice pitch. That is a great first inning for McGill and the Mets. We go to the bottom of the first inning after a nice 1-2-3 inning by McGill. It is nothing. You're going to get to see Francisco Lindor, Juan Soto, Pete Alonso, those 3 in a row coming up. And batting for the Mets here in the bottom of the first inning in their home opener. So far, this seems to be working. Let me know if the stream is looking good to you guys as well. Let me know if the audio is good. I'm trying the audio directly through these headphones, like the mic in the headphones today, until we can upgrade to a better mic. Lots of upgrades that we want to do eventually here. But as long as you can see me and hear me for right now, we're going to just roll with that. To appreciate everybody being here today. It is nothing. Mets and the Blue Jays, with the Mets coming up in the bottom of the first inning. Tyler McGill, good. Thank you, Savage. Thank you for that update, because you never know. You never know. When you're on this side, I've had times where I've been talking for 20 minutes and I was muted or audio was bad or whatever. But it's always good to know. So we're on commercial break right now, so you're not missing anything. It is now 6-1 Red Sox over the Cardinals. The Cardinals do have a runner on second in the top of the 4th. San Diego Padres, Chicago Cubs still tied 1-1, and Detroit over the White Sox 7-1 in the bottom of the 6th. That's your active scoreboard for right now. There's another game starting at 4:10. There's a 4:10 game, Athletics at Colorado Rockies. There's a 4:12 game, Yankees at Pirates. There's a 4:35 game, Seattle at San Francisco. I'm not going to lie, they have better scheduling today than they did for the actual opening day last week. Spreading teams out, there's games starting the whole day. So if you're just a general baseball fan, you can just pop in and out of whatever game you want to pop in and out of. Or if you're a fan of a specific team like I am, you can just go all in and join your team. Lindor lines the first pitch into center field. It's a leadoff base hit. Lindor is trying for 2, and he's going to be out. He went for it. They're going to check to see if it's worth challenging. They are going to challenge it. And Lindor looked like he wasn't planning on leaving the bag. All right, we've got a review. We've got a challenge. So Andre Jimenez tried to put on the tag on Lindor. Those are two guys who were traded for each other once upon a time. Only if he got his left arm. So we're waiting to see here how this challenge goes for the Mets. It looks like he's safe, but I have one. I need to see like one replay one more time to know. 6-4. Yep. Wow. Cardinals battling back there. The only question I have is, did he get the sleeve here? No. Yep, he's safe. So double, leadoff double for Lindor. Yep, that last angle that they showed. So it is Mets have a runner on second, and it's the leadoff runner. Lindor is looking like he's starting to cook. I think that if you just take that first week, when for those of you who are dads, you kind of know that feeling like when you're expecting the baby and you're not sure when the baby's going to come. It's hard to focus on anything, and even after multiple kids, it's still just hard to focus because you just want to be there. And so I think ever since baby was born, Lindor seems to have been breaking out. That was a first pitch swing, by the way, for Lindor. Now Juan Soto is at the plate with a runner on second already. Now first base is open, so you could pitch around Soto a little bit here, but do you really want to put two guys on for Pete? Because Pete has been absolutely killing it in clutch spots here recently. That ball is low, 1 ball and 1 strike. That one's just a bit low. Good eye. The Hobbit, how's it going? Hope you're doing well today. It is nothing here. Bottom of the first, Lindor started with a leadoff double. Soto is up. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Tyler McGill pitched a 1-2-3 first inning. So that's getting everybody caught up. That's a called strike. Slider there. That's 2 balls and 2 strikes. I've got my Juan Soda for Juan Soto ready to go. If he decides he wants to crank a homer. That one's in the dirt as well. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This Juan Soto doing what Juan Soto does. And these are things that even if Soto strikes out or makes an out here, these are the things you don't always see in the box score unless you watch the game, which is Soto is just giving pitches, making Gausman pitch pitches. Gausman, making them pitch pitches, giving Pete and the batters behind them lots of pitches, getting to see a bunch of pitches. So that way, when they get to the plate, they have a little bit better. So let's see what we got here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Soto taps that one foul. So next 3 due up are Pete Alonso, Brandon Nimmo, and Starling Marte, followed by Vientos, Luis Torrens, Luis Angel Acuna, and Jose Theory. So that is your Mets lineup for today for the game.
I can use ChatGPT to answer that. You can enable ChatGPT on your iPhone.
And that Soto's going to end up popping up to second base. I said Jose Alexa's name. It totally messed with my phone again. So even though Soto makes the out there, it was a 7-pitch at bat. So, sorry to hear that, Hobbit. I hope you are feeling better soon. Pete Alonso at the plate, 1 out, top of the or bottom of the first. First pitch is a strike. So Mets are threatening, trying to get on the board here in the first inning. Super excited to have you all here today. He takes the second pitch for a ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Gets Pete to swing at the splitter there. So it's 1-2 strikes. Yeah, that's a good pitch right there. It's a hard pitch to lay off. It's a really good pitch that Gossman has. Are you able to at least watch the game today, Dahabit? By the way, anyone wanting to watch, it is the this is the free game of the day on MLB. So Alonso fouls that one back. Remains 1-2 strikes. Mets have a runner on second with 1 out. Good afternoon to everybody. Come on in this game. It's the Mets home opener. Tyler McGill pitched a 1-2-3 top of the first. Lindor led off with a double. It was actually, he was ruled out at second, but they challenged and overturned it. And so he's on second. Juan Soto had a long at bat and ended up popping out. And Pete Alonso is at the plate with a 1-2 strike count. That's what you've missed so far. But yeah, so 1 out, runner on second. Pete Alonso at the plate, 1-2 strikes. Kevin Gossman is pitching for the Blue Jays. Tyler McGill pitching for the Mets. Alonso lifts this one. This is high out to the wall. It's home run! Home run for Pete Alonso! It was an Akko Taco opposite field home run. It just kept going. It just looked like it was going to be a fly out and then a deep fly out, and then I was thinking a double, and then it went a home run. It just kept going. Pete Alonso is on fire. Pete Alonso is on fire. It is 2-0 New York Mets already in the bottom of the first inning. We're going to get our score updated. Pete is just going with the ball. His at-bats have been great. What a great at-bat for Pete there to work. You know, that was a 1-2 strike count. That Pete even comes out for the curtain call. Everybody's excited for that. So it's 2-0 Mets. We've got. I should actually change the order here because we should have Blue Jays first since they're the away team. Let me do that here really quick. We'll get that updated. Hold on, we're going to update the ticker here. Brandon Nimmo's at the plate. Count is no balls and 2 strikes, and he fouls that one off. Appreciate everybody being here today. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. You hit that subscribe, it'll be subscriber number 150. That'll always be yours from this point forward. There we go. I got to switch it because I had it the other way around for the last series. Nimmo spoils a good pitch there. Remains no balls and 2 strikes. Gossman, he's already up to 16 pitches this inning, so the Mets are not just scoring runs. The Hobbit, I'm really sorry to hear that. Hope you get better soon, get lots of rest. Another foul off by Nimmo. Still no balls and 2 strikes, but that's the 4th pitch of the at-bat. So the one person first pitch swing was Lindor. He hit that for a double. Everybody else is working these counts, been 4 or 5 pitches long or longer. So great job by the Mets. The hitting approach. Another foul ball. So that's 5 strikes or fouls in a row by Brandon Nimmo. I'm going to tell you what, Pete Alonso, Juan Soto, Lindor, all 3 of them could get MVP votes this year. That ball is in the dirt, and it's ball 1. Just another great at-bat that Nimmo's putting together here. I think the Mets kind of needed that that Marlins series to kind of get back on track, and but also to get home and face teams they haven't faced a ton. Another ball in the dirt. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's already 7 pitches this at bat. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nemo's working back from an 0-2 count here. Gossman's already up to 20 pitches in the first inning. 2-0 Mets. Nemo fouls another one out. That's the 8th pitch of the at bat. So it's just really good to see this, and I think a lot of people underestimate. Marky V, he's batting 5th today. Yeah, Vientos is on deck. Fouls another one back. Just a beautiful at bat. Soto had one too, even though he ended up popping out. He still had like a 7 or 8 pitch at bat. Nemo's now up to 9 pitches, I believe, this at bat. This is what this top of this Mets lineup can do. And that's a ball, full count. Sometimes this is what you have to do as a batter. You just have to spoil the good pitches until you get something that you like or until you walk. And Brandon Nimmo here, it's almost like a leadoff hitter, right? He fouls another one off. Brandon Nimmo having an absolute amazing at bat here. And that one fall for a 12-pitch walk for Brandon Nimmo. And that was beautiful, guys, because he was behind 0-2 and he fouled off 3 pitches in a row. So basically, Gossman pitched like 5 in a row that were strikes. And Nimmo just spoiled them, pitched a couple more good pitches, and Nimmo worked the walk. That's a beautiful at-bat. And what's great about Nimmo is he has this ability. He can kind of morph into whatever you need him to be. Like sometimes you need him to be that contact hitter. Sometimes you need him to just get a ball to the outfield, put it in play. He could be your power hitter, but he can also essentially function like this new leadoff hitter in the 4 slot, right? So you've got I like Nimmo in the 4 slot better than Vientos because I think Pete's protection is almost from the front. Which what I mean is a lot of times Pete's going to get good pitches to hit because there's either going to be Lindor or Soto on base in front of him. So you don't need – and Nimmo can provide power protection anyway. But I kind of like Vientos and actually it's going to be Marte hitting in the 5 spot here today. But I do like – I like Nimmo more in the 4 hole. So Marte is going to be hitting in the 5 spot. Vientos is on deck. Sorry, my apologies on that. With then Terens, Acuna, and Siri due up after that. No balls and 2 strikes on Starling Marte. Start Mart. The start Mart, no balls and 2 strikes. Mets are up 2-0 in the bottom of the first on a Pete Alonso Bomzo. Pete Alonso Bomzo 2-run shot. It just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. This ball is also in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So here we go. This is the 4th batter in a row that's worked the count to at least 4 pitches. Gossman, this is going to be Gossman's 30th pitch of the first inning. We had a little break in there, actually, because the Blue Jays sent their pitching coach out to the mound. Marte checks the swing, and it's another full count. So Gossman's got him to 2 strikes on the last 4 batters. 3 of the last 4 batters have gotten full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. They do toss over to first, even though it's highly unlikely that Nimmo would be stealing here. Just with his injury recovery and stuff like that, I wouldn't expect it. Nimmo does run. And Nimmo's running. Start Mart lines it to third and is caught, and Nimmo is easily doubled off. So that's just nothing you can do about it sort of play. So we're going to go to the top of the second inning. It is 2-0 your New York Mets. Tyler McGill is going to be doing that. Thank you, Savage Batman. Yeah, we'll just do a quick little scoreboard update for everybody. There's only 3 other games in progress, and we still got to wait another half an hour for the next game to start, but it is Boston Red Sox over the Cardinals, 6-4 in the top of the 5th. The Padres and Cubs are still tied 1-1. That's in the bottom of the 5th, and Detroit is still up 7-1 on the White Sox. That's in the bottom of the 7th inning. So that's everything that we have today. So on that last play, yeah, Starling Marte hit it hard. D-Rails, how's it going? Appreciate you. We're going to the top of the 2nd inning. Mets got a 2-0 lead on a Pete Alonso bombzo. And so super excited to see Pete back and raking just busting out of it. It's his 3rd home run of the year in the 7th game of the year. He's on pace for something like 60-some, maybe almost 70 home runs. Pace probably won't keep up, but man, what pressure. I said one of the best things about Soto this lineup is it takes pressure off of everybody else. And so it frees up Lindor to just go be more aggressive. You know, and what is Lindor able to do? First pitch swing, hits a double to start off the inning. Lindor, even though he did not get on base, he worked a full count. I think it ended up being a 7-pitch at bat, 6 or 7 pitches, something like that. And so what that means is Pete Alonso got to see a bunch of the pitches, including this slider. Gaussman has a really good slider, but the Mets were able to lay off of it. And I think that part of the reason why is so many of them got to see it in action that inning. And so as everybody goes, it just really works. So, yeah, here we go. First pitch is just a bit inside. 1 ball, no strike. Andres Jimenez, the man who was the Mets traded for Francisco Lindor. He was the one, and he has turned into an excellent player as well. Even though he's no longer with Cleveland. A lot of people have Jimenez as the best defensive shortstop in the American League. Of course, most people, despite the lack of gold gloves, think that Lindor is the best defensive shortstop in the National League. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Jimenez, by the way. So all I want to see from McGill is just getting a little bit better every game. Jimenez uses his timeout here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's hitting .308 on the early part of the season. That one's thrown in the dirt. Terens takes it off of his arm or his wrist. Terens is in pain right now. Where did it go? Yeah, right on the forearm. So, like right here, it bounced up as he was blocking it. So Terens is just he is Terens, but he'll be fine. But he's gonna have another bruise. Welcome to the world of being a catcher, right? That's just how it is. So appreciate everybody hanging out with us here today. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let your friends, let your neighbors know we're talking Mets baseball here. Mets are up 2-0. Appreciate y'all being here today. 6-5. Oh, Jimenez just foul tipped that, and it got Terens on the hand again. I'm telling you what, they don't. Vientos, no, they're not gonna. You're not gonna put Vientos in the 2 spot, Rels. You're gonna get Lindor, Soto, and Alonso up in the 1st inning as many times as possible. That one's also fouled back. So this is the first Blue Jays batter who's putting a good at bat up against McGill so far today. So it is 2 balls and 2 strikes in the top of the 2nd, 2-0. Mets over the Blue Jays. That's a lot of 2s. And he gets him swinging on that one. 1 out. So that is 4 in a row retired to start the game. for Tyler McGill. He's looking good today. Hopefully the Mets can keep putting up runs and keep the pressure off. But right now he's attacking batters. He's got good location on his pitches. Alejandro Kirk is up. Another grounder to third. That's Vientos' third ball hit to him today, and Kirk is retired at first. So there's 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Great start. Great start for Tyler McGill. This is exactly what you want to be seeing. A guy who has had his highlights with the Mets and had his lowlights for sure. And if McGill could step up, especially with Mania being shut down now for another couple of weeks, and maybe not even seeing Mania till May, June, who knows when. If you could just have a little bit of just another rock solid performer here, to go alongside Senga, Peterson. 2 balls and no strikes on George Springer. Springer is hot out of the gate. He's hitting 429 on the early part of the season as well. And that's a strike at the bottom of the zone. Good pitch by McGill. 2 balls, 1 strike. You didn't want to fall behind Springer 3-0 for sure. Now you got a lot more options you can go with. That one's inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. So you're gonna have to battle here to get Springer. Springer, a dangerous hitter. Good news is there's nobody on. There's 2 outs. So I wonder if he's just going to go after him with a fastball right here. Springer lines this, and it gets past Jose Siri. He's going to go all the way to the wall. Nimmo's there backing up, but Springer's going to get a triple out of it. Jose Siri just couldn't quite get there in time. So that's going to be a 2-out triple. 2-out triple for George Springer there. That ball kind of fell fast. Springer's first triple of the season. I think it's the first triple I've seen this season. All right. Will Wagner, son of former Mets closer Billy Wagner at the plate. He's designated hitter. He gets ahead 1 ball, no strikes. Swings at a nice pitch there. 1 ball, 1 strike by McGill. That would have been a ball, but kind of nice little curve, slider, slurve. So it is 2-0 Mets over the Blue Jays. Blue Jays do have a runner on third here with 2 outs in the top of the first inning, or top of the second inning. That one bounces in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that's a swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count. Let's see what. That one's outside. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. So back-to-back batters who get to 3 balls against McGill. So definitely this is something for McGill. You got to keep his pitch count down so you can get him through that 5 or 6 innings. All right, here we go. 3-2 count. And Wagner fouls that one back, so it's going to remain 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Mets are up 2-0 on a 2-run Pete Alonso bombzo. And he's going to walk him. So now there's 2 on with 2 outs here. That walk doesn't hurt other than pitch count, but Jeremy Hefner's going to just come out, talk to McGill, settle him down a little bit. So the Mets are going to do just a pitching mound visit right now. So we got a little tiny break in the action. Perfect time for you guys to hit that like, hit that subscribe if you haven't already done so. All right. It is Ernie Clement is coming up for the Blue Jays here, their third baseman. 2 on, 2 outs. Top of the second. 2-0 Mets. First pitch is a ball in the dirt. So McGill was starting out with a lot of first pitch strikes, and now this inning, little bit concerning. I'd like to see him challenging batters more. Now it's a little dicier now. They've got 2 runners on. This one's popped up on the infield. Pete calls it in foul territory, and McGill gets out of the inning. So a little scary, but a good job by McGill to battle out from that. All right, we go to the bottom of the second inning. Get your banner all updated for you. Marky V, Swaggy V, whatever name you like for him. Lots of names. Marky V is up with Terens, Acuna, and Siri. That's the 4 that are due up this inning. So appreciate everybody being here. You're on commercial break, so you're not missing anything right now. Quick little score breakdown. The Chicago Cubs have taken the lead on the Padres. It is now 3-1. 3-1 Cubs over the Padres. It's the bottom of the 5th inning. As Savage Batman just mentioned, it is 7-5 Red Sox over the Cardinals in the bottom of the 5th. And the Red Sox still have 2 runners on. By the way, the Cubs have the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th here with 2 outs, so they're still threatening to score more. The Padres' undefeated season could be in trouble here. All right, and then Detroit Tigers are still up on the White Sox 7-1. 2 outs on top of the 8th. That game is almost over. Yes, Jonathan, how's it going today? McGill's looking pretty good. It got a little dicey that last inning. He started not getting those first pitch strikes. And when he gets behind, I think he struggles a little bit. He's much better working from ahead in the count. But he got out of it so far. We will take it. Only 1 hit given up by McGill so far. And it was a good shot too. But so Kevin Gossman's coming out there. He had 31 pitches. 31 pitches in the first inning. The most impressive thing about that inning was, to me, was not Pete Alonso's home run, though I will certainly take it. It was how well the Mets worked the counts in the first inning. And Vientos is up, and there's a first pitch ball. So Vientos is only hitting 083. So everybody kind of talking about, oh, I don't like how Brett Beatty starts the year. Well, Vientos isn't starting the year great either. The only difference is Vientos has a little more of a resume behind him, but a lot of Mets got off to a rough start. So let's see how everything goes here. That's a strike, 2 balls, and 1 strike to Mark Vientos. I've got a cool thing. We are going to try to find some creators to raid during the 7th inning. We'll do it during the top of the 7th. That ball is fouled. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mark Vientos. So I do it, but I have a cool counter reveal. I found something going through my stuff today, so I want to show you guys. Eventually, it'll be part of my background display when I get a good one up, or when I figure out how I want to set it up. That one's low. So much patience for these Mets hitters today. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another full count. It's about the 4th one. Vientos lines this one out to centers, but it's going to be right to George Springer. That is going to be 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Second day in a row, scoring 8 runs plus for the Red Sox. Very nice, Savage. Now Luis Torrens is up. Torrens has gotten off to a great start for the Mets, hitting just about 300 on the season so far. He's gotten beat up behind the plate a little bit, but he's provided more offense than the Mets could have hoped. I mean, even if he can settle down in like the 260 to 280 range, that would be absolutely awesome for the Mets. It's nice to have a backup catcher who can actually hit a ball. That's going to be a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yep, Cubs took a 3-1 lead. And by the way, the Athletics and Rockies game, that's going to be starting here in a few minutes. So we'll keep that in our scoreboard updates as well. That one's inside. 3 balls. Oh, I guess they didn't call that a strike. I thought for sure it was a strike. So it's 3 balls and no strikes on Torrens here. So another 3-ball count. So the Mets are just. He swings this, flies out to left field. I don't like that 3-0 swing, though. I don't like the 3-0 swing right now with where the Mets are at and trying to turn the lineup over. All right, Luis Angel Acuna comes up, so there's going to be 2 outs for the Mets. And it's not just that he swung. It wasn't a great pitch to swing at. I think he could have – you're going to get just as good of a pitch on 3-1 as you are on 3-0. It was high in the zone. Acuna swings, fouls off the first pitch. So that would be my first critique of the Mets' plate appearances today. But the Mets have had just amazing patience at the plate, and they've been laying off the splitter, Gossman's splitter. Gossman's up over 40 pitches, but pitchers like these, sometimes they settle in. If you don't get them in the first, it's hard to get them, and that's why it's like, ooh. That one's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Acuna. That was a good take by Acuna. Yeah, I mean, Beatty's had a rough start. Vientos has had a rough start. Lindor had a rough start. He seems to be coming around fine. Spike that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's an alternate world where Vientos doesn't have the season he had last season, and he gets out to the start here, and Mets fans would be calling for his head. But Vientos' start this season is just as bad as Beatty's start batting. The only thing is he has a little bit more of a pedigree. Cunha pops this one out to it's going to be caught by the second baseman, but it goes out to short right field. So it's going to be 1-2-3. So pretty good work in the count overall. some good battles there, but Mets aren't able to put anything on the board. So we go to the top of the third inning. It is Mets 2, Blue Jays nothing. Going to the top of the third inning. No, I like Beatty, and I wish Mets fans would give him a little bit of a break, but that's New York for you. You're not going to do it. If Beatty's not with the Mets, Beatty will be playing baseball with a major league team somewhere. He is better than a lot of young guys on a lot of teams. And maybe it's just for him, maybe he just needs to get out of New York. And I don't wish that of him. I hope that he can turn this thing around. But the Mets have a crowded infield. It's going to get more crowded when Jeff McNeil comes back. And, maybe you package him up with somebody else and try to get a big pitcher or something out of it. I've heard Sandy Alcantara rumors, and I'm sure there's other guys too. If we could find a seasoned pitcher for a team that's kind of rebuilding, throw in Beatty, and there's just so many guys from the minors that I don't really want to throw in. So we'll see how all of that goes. We are at commercial break, so you're not missing anything. Only thing that you could do to help me out while we're hanging out here is hit that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate everybody being here with us. There's 4 people in the chat right now, hanging out, talking baseball, watching some baseball. I got a cool little reveal that I'm going to share later. How about if we get to, and then we'll raid. We'll find some other creators to raid during the 7th inning stretch as well. And that's a grounder down to Alonso. He throws it over to McGill. First pitch. And 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Good job by McGill covering. And a perfect throw leading McGill. That was a really good play by Pete. So back to the top of the lineup here. McGill gave up 1 hit the first time through. So let's see how he can do the second time through the lineup. It's Bo Bichette with 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. First pitch is a ball. Good afternoon to everybody hanging out with us. We now have 5 people hanging out. We'll just keep counting up. Every time we get a higher number, we'll call out the higher number and celebrate it as we go. Appreciate you guys. We're looking forward to the days when there's going to be 100 people hanging out in the chat. But you guys are the real OGs, you guys and gals. You're the real OGs hanging out with us here. 2 balls and no strikes on Bichette. So McGill had a pretty successful first time through the lineup here. His fault is always kind of that second and third time through. Bichette gave that one a big swing, but fouled it back. 2 balls and 1 strike. It is 2-0 New York Mets on a Pete Alonso bomb that scored Lindor. Lindor got on with a leadoff double in the bottom of the first inning to lead off the bottom of the first. It was actually ruled a single and thrown out at second, but Mets challenged it. First pitch of the game, first play of the game for the Mets, and they challenged it, and it was overturned. The tag was missed by Andres Jimenez, and then Soto had a long at bat but popped out. Pete Alonso hit the home run, his second in 2 games. Another foul ball here by Bo Bichette. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes. One out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. Oh, I got him looking. What a beautiful pitch by McGill. Just absolutely froze him. Nice. I don't know, what was that? Off-speed pitch for sure, right at the bottom of the zone. Maybe a little curveball there. So McGill's been using his off-speed stuff very effectively today. Oh, awesome, Arnell. Enjoy the game. I'm jealous. As much as I love watching the Mets, I absolutely love being at the ballpark. So Vlad loops that one to center field. It's going to be fielded by Jose Alexa, and he throws it in. It's going to be a single, 2-out single. So similar to last inning, McGill gets to 2 outs and then struggles to get the next guy out. It was a very nice swing. The very professional hitter swing by Guerrero. Not trying to do too much, just trying to put the ball in play. He's got a very nice looking swing. He would look good in a Mets uniform, I'm not going to lie. I'm so excited, Arnell. Have a great game. This is Anthony Santander at the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Fouls off the first pitch. 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning. I got to post your comment for sure. So that is awesome. Enjoy. What's the food? Are you getting food at the ballpark? I know it's not the best financial decision to do it, but that's a ball, by the way, to Santander. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 3rd inning, 2-0 Mets. So, or even if you're not getting it, what is the best food that you can get at Oracle Park? So let us know. I'm always a fan of whatever food. Get Santander to pop this one up on the infield. Vientos takes charge of the play, makes the catch, and McGill gets out of the inning once again. It is 2-0 Mets as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Great pitching performance by McGill, 2nd one in a row. He already had 1 good start. It'd be nice to do that. This time you get some support from the bats as well. So appreciate everybody hanging out with us here today. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We are just rocking and rolling here on a Friday afternoon. Some Friday afternoon baseball the way it should be on opening day. Ooh, garlic fries. That sounds good. That sounds legit. They have any like cool seafood stuff there? Because I know San Francisco is known for seafood. So we always do. Is there like an In-N-Out burger in the ballpark? Or any sort of like cool seafood? I know In-N-Out's not seafood, but I'm just saying like they have local stuff like that. You're making me hungry. You are making me hungry. We're on commercial breaks. So you're not missing anything. So appreciate everybody hanging out with us here today. I'm going to start doing some research, see if I can find, maybe we can find some other people's streamer. Ah, there's somebody streaming. We're going to just get it. I'm going to find some of these links because we're going to raid some other creators who are also streaming. We'll find some other, yeah, there's one, and they're a small channel just like us. So I love that. We'll raid anybody, but I love raiding the small channels the best for sure. We're going to raid in the 7th inning. We'll probably go top of the 7th inning and do our raids then. Seems like it's just about the right part of the time. Jose Alexa is up. I found a big Blue Jays channel, so that'll be cool. Found a small Mets channel and a big Blue Jays channel. There's going to be one out here. Jose Alexa flies out really quick. And we're back to the top of the lineup. This is what we're here for now. Nothing against the bottom of the lineup, but this is what we're here to see. Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Nimmo. So Francisco, Soto, Alonso, Nimmo. That's our top four today. Just trying to find some other small creators here because I don't know if we're going to stream any other games this weekend. This might be our only game we stream. So. It is 1-1 to Francisco Lindor. One ball, two strikes on Francisco Lindor. Grounded to Bichette, and Lindor is going to be thrown out first here. That's going to be 2 outs in the bottom of the third. And yeah, this is exactly what you tend to see sometimes with some of the best pitchers is you got to get them in the first inning. Otherwise, it gets really tough. Let's see if Soto, what I'm looking for here from Soto is a good at bat. Either, multi-pitch at bat here. Swing and a miss at the first pitch. No balls and 1 strike for Juan Soto here. That one's low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Soto. I've got my Juan Soto. 1 soda for Juan Soto ready to go if he hits his home run. 2-0 Mets. Soto grounds that one. And Vlad Guerrero fields it, tosses it to Gossman, and he is going to be retired. So we are headed to the top of the 4th inning. So appreciate everybody being here with us today. I'm going to keep looking on commercial break. We're going to find some smaller creators. We're going to raid some smaller creators. And see what we can find. See what we can find. Looking for ones that actually have people commenting. Is this someone? It's amazing to me that people streaming like video games can have hundreds of people watching. That's crazy to me. But it's cool. Everybody got their hustle. Got to get your hustle on one way or another. So no issues. That's just kind of mind blowing to me that that people can do it and make a living that way. So it's super cool. I'm sure some of those people are like, it's amazing that people can sit and talk about a baseball game while it's going on. People still listen to them too. So, all right, we're just about ready. Mets are wearing a number 7 patch for Ed Kranepool, part of the 69 and 73 teams. All right, here we go. It is Andre Jimenez. First pitch is a ball. I would say that's my only critique I really have of McGill so far. He's pitched well out of trouble. But after the first inning and a half, he's been getting behind these batters and it's really been running up his pitch count. There you go. There's the strike down the middle. 1-1 strike. Tyler McGill pitching. Andres Jimenez is hitting at the plate. 2-0 Mets, top of the 4th inning. That ball is rounded right to Pete Alonso. Picks it up, takes 2 steps to step on the bag. There's 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Ground balls to Pete and to Vientos today. All right, so we're hanging out here. Mets home opener. Appreciate each and every one of you being here with us. Alejandro Kirk is batting. It's a catcher for the Blue Jays here today. It's 1 ball and no strike again. McGill getting behind. And he comes right back with a strike, so he evens up the count. But I would just rather him not get behind in the first place. I wish he would be attacking just a little bit more, especially with the 2-0 lead and nobody on. I understand wanting to be a little more cautious. Ooh, did he get him to swing at that? Nope, not quite. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count. That was an inside pitch, but he almost swung that. Almost off with it. They said no. Alejandro Kirk is still at the plate. They're also interviewing a former Met. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Pop that one up. Torrens finds it, gets under it, and retires him. There's 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. George Springer at the plate. Now, George Springer had the best hit of the Blue Jays so far this game. A nice triple. It was a 2-out triple, too. So, again, of this lineup, anytime you can face top guys with nobody on base, that's the ideal situation that you're looking for here. First pitch is a ball again. All 3 batters this inning started off with a ball. Now, to be fair, McGill has worked out of trouble when he's had it. That's 2 balls and no strikes. You can tell he doesn't really want too much. I wonder if this is going to be an unintentional walk. Fouls that one away. 2 balls and 1 strike. McGill trying to battle back. 8-5. Yep. Red Sox over the Cardinals. We can do a full scoreboard update here in between innings. Pops this one up. It's going to go right to Jose Alexa. And that's going to retire the side. So 1-2-3 inning for McGill once again. That should help a little bit in getting his pitch count done, or keeping his, Wow. In keeping McGill's pitch count down. So we're going to the bottom of the fourth. I believe it's Pete Alonso, Brandon Nimmo, and Starling Marte. McGill is at 58 pitches through 4 innings pitched. Kevin Gossman's at 56 pitches, but he's only pitched 3 innings so far. I'm going to do this really quick since we're on commercial break. We're going to just do I'm going to do a quick little bathroom break and be right back with you. Let's put something on the screen here. And I'll be right back. All right. We are back. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us here today. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. All right. Pete Alonso is up. Bottom of the fourth inning, nothing. Pete already has a 2-run bomb earlier today. First pitch is nowhere close. I would not be surprised if Pete, if he's patient, can work a walk here. 1 ball, no strikes. We'll do a full quick little scoreboard update. Red Sox are over the Cardinals 8-5 at the top of the 7th. That ball's also in the dirt and way out of there. 2 balls, no strikes. Cubs lead the currently undefeated Padres 3-1. That's in the bottom of the 7th. The Athletics get off to an early lead against the Rockies, 1-0. And Yankees and Pirates just underway, 0-0. But Yankees already have 2 runners on. Got to be those torpedo bats. Got to be it. It's got to be the torpedo bats. Fastball away, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Pete. All right, it's a full count for Pete Alonso here. So Mets have been doing a really good job. Pete just swung up all 4. He grounds it to third. That was ball 4, though. Pete knows it. That was kind of weak contact, but oh well. Pete's thrown out at first. Nimmo lines this one out to right field, but that's going to be caught there. There's going to be 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0 Mets. What we got going on so far. It is Mark. Well, sorry, they messed up the lineup for me today. It's Starling Marte. They have Marte in the 5-hole today instead of Mark Vientos. First pitch is a ball up high. Marte hit a line shot, but it was right at the third baseman. And Nimmo was running on the play and easily doubled off. But was kind of a very unfortunate set of circumstances because the Mets had a nice rally going. And there's a 3-2 count. They sent Nimmo, and Marte ripped it, but just right at the third baseman. And then Brandon Nimmo was just a total dead duck. He might have been a dead duck even if he wasn't running. That pitch is low, 2 balls and 1 strike to start, Mark. All right, Marte pops this one out to right field. And that's going to retire the side. So, pretty easy inning for Gossman. So, as tends to be the case, if you can't get these guys early, it's really hard. You know, they just settle in. Experienced pitchers, if they have a bad first inning, you just gotta take advantage of that. So, hopefully, the Mets' 2 runs will be enough, or the Mets can work up the count long enough to get Gausman out of the game. But he's only at 67 pitches now, so he's had a lot more efficient innings. We're going to the top of the 5th now. So our friend Arnell, he is at, I think Arnell, is he? Anyway, Arnell is at this Seattle-San Francisco game. They're in warm-ups. That game's going to be starting soon. The Yankees still have 2 on, but there's no 2 outs in the top of the 1st over the Pirates. Athletics were only able to score 1 in the top of the 1st inning. Savage thinks the Blue Jays are overrated. Savage likes nobody in the AL East except the Red Sox. Cardinals have a little rally going. They got a runner on second, but there's 2 outs in Boston. That one's in the top of the 7th inning. Colorado trying to battle back after the Athletics got off to a 1-0 lead in the top of the 1st, now going to the bottom of the 1st. I'm thankful that this game was at the time that it was. I would have even liked it to have been earlier, but at least if it couldn't be noon or 1, at least it's an afternoon game, so it won't impact because my son has a baseball game tonight. But his game doesn't even start till 7:45. It's crazy. Crazy late game. Will Wagner is the leadoff batter for the Blue Jays here. This is son of former Mets closer Billy Wagner. 8-6. Told you the Cardinals were threatening. It's a nice pitch there. That was a beautiful curveball by McGill. No balls and 2 strikes. That one's in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Seven, 8, 9 for the Blue Jays are due up this inning. And a beautiful swing and a miss. At a curveball in the dirt, easily a ball, but got Wagner swinging on that. I mean, it looks like a good pitch, and it just absolutely dies. All right, here we go. Next up is Ernie Clement. Ernie Clement, third baseman for the Blue Jays. He's first pitch swinging. He lifts it to left field, deep, but not too deep. Nimmo gets under it, and he's retired on 1 pitch. It's a beautiful, beautiful at bat for McGill. 1 pitch, gets an out. All right, this is Alan Roden, their number 9 hitter. First pitch is a ball there. 1 ball, no strikes. Let's see if McGill can have just a nice, easy inning here. That was a check swing foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. McGill is not even up to 70 pitches yet. I think he pitched about 77 in his first game. So the Mets have been stretching out their pitchers. I wouldn't be surprised if they let him go into the low to mid 80s. If as long as he's still retiring batters, that would maybe get him through the 6th. Maybe give him a shot at 7, at least to start the 7th. That one's lined to Jose Alexa in center field. And it is a very easy inning for McGill. So that is 66 pitches for McGill in the game. Blue Jays go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 5th inning. And we move to the bottom of the 5th. And once again, or still, yet, it is 2-0 Mets, the same score it's been ever since the bottom of the 1st inning when Pete Alonso hit the 2-run homer. So Mets could really look to get some base runners here. I'd like to get Gausman out of the game and really dig into this Blue Jays bullpen early in the series. Here's a quick little score update. Red Sox over the Cardinals 8-6. There's nobody out in the bottom of the 7th. The Cardinals just scored 1 run. Cubs are up on the undefeated Padres, or at least so far undefeated Padres 3-1 with 1 out in the 8th. Of course, there's our game where the Mets are winning 2-0. The Athletics over the Colorado Rockies 1-0. That's the bottom of the 1st, and Colorado does have a runner on third base. Yankees and Pirates are 0-0 in the bottom of the 1st, and Seattle and San Francisco, as we know from Arnell, is in warm-ups. So that's what you've got going on. You're not missing anything. McGill is a beast. He is pitching super well. And honestly, the Mets need him with Manaea and Montas both being out now. Manaea being out longer than the Mets expected. The Mets could absolutely use a great set of starts. And honestly, I can see a situation where, either the Mets go to a 6-man rotation, something that's like Senga. You could have Senga, Peterson, McGill, Holmes, and then Manaea and Montas. That's a possibility. Or, and then maybe that gives the Mets freedom to trade like a Paul Blackburn type at the trade deadline. It'd be nice to have some expendable pitching at the deadline. Mark Vientos is at the plate, takes the first pitch for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Second pitch of the ball, 2 balls, no strike. Mark Vientos has not had a great start to the season either, and he's playing every day. So in some ways, you could kind of argue there's even more of an excuse for Beatty, who's only platooning, versus Vientos, who's basically been in every game. Mets are not going to be giving up on Vientos quickly, mind you. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fouls that one away. He fished this one right out to center field. Ooh, kind of fooled Springer just a little bit. It looked like it was going shallower, but Springer moved back first. All right, here we go. It is Luis Torrens. Luis Torrens is up. He's taken a beating behind the plate. He's gotten off to a good offensive start for the Mets. Torrens pops that one foul as well. 1 ball and 1 strike to Luis Torrens. Mets are looking to get one base runner here, so at least we can start next inning with Lindor leading off. So we need one of Torrens or Acuna to get on base here. That was a good pitch. Swing and a miss by Torrens. No balls and 2 strikes. Or sorry, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 74 pitches for Gossman. That's the other thing that you're trying to do is you're trying to get into this Blue Jays bullpen because you're going to play him for a whole series. So any damage you can do to the bullpen today maybe helps you tomorrow as well as today. Torrens fouls that one away. That was a pretty good pitch. He spoiled. Blue Jays do have somebody warming up in their bullpen. One ball and 2 strikes to Luis Torrens. I'm going to get up and stretch out a little bit here. We did a stream the other day where I was standing the whole time. That ball's in the dirt. We're going to do this. We're going to move up to a standing desk for a little bit. Here we go, bringing you up, raising the desk up. Change the camera angle here a little bit. Torrens grounds that one hard down to third. Ooh, wide throw, pulls right off the bag, but he's able to slap the tag on. So it's going to be 2 outs. I don't know if there's really anything Torrens could have done to avoid that tag. No, he was a dead duck no matter what. You're probably not going to dive headfirst into first base if you're the catcher. That would have been about the only possible way. All right. Acuna gives it a rip, but that goes foul. The Mets really would like Acuna to get on base here. Then you get Jose Alexa up. Fouls that one back. That wasn't a great pitch to swing at. No balls and 2 strikes, especially with only 1 strike. That was a bad pitch to swing at there. See what Acuna can do here. Flies this one out to center field, and that's going to retire the sides. The Mets are not able to turn the lineup over. Acuna flies out. We're going to the top of the 6th inning. Mets are still hanging on to this 2-0 lead. It's all Pete Alonso and Tyler McGill show. That's all this is right now. The Pete Alonso and Tyler McGill show. All right, we got some score updates here. Boston Red Sox beating the Cardinals 8-6. That's in the bottom of the 7th inning. Chicago Cubs are leading the Padres 3-1 in the top of the 8th. Of course, our game is 2-0 Mets. The Colorado Rockies have tied up the Athletics. That's 1-1 in the top of the 2nd inning. Yankees and Pittsburgh Pirates are scoreless. And Seattle versus San Francisco is about to get started any moment. And that's the last of the afternoon games that will be going. So those will be that's the set of games. There'll be 6 games going on at once. 2 of them are going to be coming to an end here soon. So there's a full scoreboard update for everybody. We can do this. We can do this during commercial break, so you guys can see. That's what's going on so far in the game. 2 hits for each team. 2 for the Blue Jays, 2 for the Mets. Just happened that the Mets hit was a home run with a runner on base, whereas the Blue Jays' big hit was a triple, but there was nobody on. So that's why it's so important to get on base, so that way your big power hitters can hit you home. All right, so Bo Bichette. So the Blue Jays were able to turn over their lineup, and Bo Bichette will be leading off. Appreciate everybody being here today. First pitch is a strike. I like that for McGill. No balls and one strike. This is the third time through the lineup for McGill. So, yeah, his curveball is looking good today. They're talking about it. No balls and two strikes. 9-6 Red Sox. And threatening for more, it looks like, too. 2 runners on the bottom of the 7th. It would be really cool to see McGill break out and break through. Here we go. Here's the no ball, 2 strike pitch. Probably going to the dirt. No, he goes up high on that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bo Bichette, their leadoff hitter, is leading off this inning as well. This game is absolutely flying by so far. Gossman's retired 13 Mets in a row. McGill has retired 7 Blue Jays in a row. So fouled off there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one is lined to Vientos at third, and he catches that. It was kind of a 2-strike swing. Good job for Bichette to put that in play, but caught by Vientos. There's 1 out. 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. It's going to be tough, but if McGill can somehow get through this inning quickly, he could definitely come out for the 7th. This is the top of the lineup, so we'll see what he can do. Vlad Guerrero Jr. pulls that one foul. I mean, he's looked really good against Bichette and Guerrero. Had their number today. So, super, super exciting. No balls, 1 strike to Vlad Guerrero Jr., possibly a future Met. This big swing and a miss there. No balls and 2 strikes. 10-6. And they're still threatening. Still 2 runners on for the Red Sox. Pitch outside there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is always McGill's kryptonite. Not necessarily how he faces the third time through, it's a getting to the third time through. So that's also a ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Vlad Guerrero Jr. That one's in the dirt as well. So I would say that pitch was not a good pitch there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count here, Vlad Guerrero Jr. See if McGill can find the pitch he needs to get Vladdy out. You got to challenge him here. There's nobody on. You're up by 2. Oh, misses. Misses badly. I would say that was the first. I would get someone warming up right now. That was, yep. They're getting the bullpens going, because that was the first at bat where McGill looked like he didn't really know how he was going to put him away. So Anthony Santander is up. There is one out here in the top of the 6th inning. That's also a ball. It's 4 balls in a row, or 5 balls in a row. Reed Garrett is getting warmed up quickly here. That's also inside. 2 balls and no strikes. 6 balls in a row. This is concerning for McGill here. All right, 11-6. Finally, the Cardinals get out of that inning. That's another ball. 3 balls and no strikes. Come on, McGill. Got to find it here. Got to find it. Santander pops it up. It's going to get just out of play. So it's going to be 3 balls and 1 strike. Still, this is a dangerous. He's a 40 home run hitter. So all right, 3 balls, 1 strike. And he takes it for those back-to-back walks. So McGill's some trouble earlier today. He's got to really bear down here. I'm assuming McGill gets maybe one more bat. I can't imagine they're going to let him face George Springer again after Springer has the triple. At least not this inning. If he gets out of this inning, they might let him come out, but his pitch count is rising quickly. I think this is it. This has got to be McGill's last batter. Because McGill's up to 82 pitches. He pitched 77 the last game. And so, he's actually going to be done here. The back-to-back walks is what ended up doing it for him. All right, so we're going to have a commercial break here as we go. Let's check on a couple things really quick. Pitching change is going to be Reed Garrett. Reed Garrett will be coming in for the Mets. He's able to get warmed up pretty quick. So Reed Garrett is the closest thing I have to a doppelganger on the Mets. So we're on commercial break. Blue Jays have runners on first and second with 1 out. McGill pitched really well, but it's still possible. The 2 base runners are both his responsibility. So I'm going to need a little tightrope walking. Tiptoeing through the raindrops. That's what we're going to need here to see if the Mets can get out of this inning. So our commercial break, you're not missing anything. We're going to raid some small creators for the 7th inning when we get to that. All right, here we go. 2 on. Pete Alonso hits a home run. It'd be nice to get another one. Just get some more runs. We got to get sitting first, Red Man. Thanks for hanging out with us. You are doing awesome here today. Runners on first and second. These are both Tyler McGill's responsibilities. Pitched great today, but sometimes it's just our first pitch is a strike, so that's good for Reed Garrett. Mets bullpen has been absolutely phenomenal to start the season. So let's see if we can get that double play here or get the strikeout. One or two. Those are the two best options. That one's fouled. That's a good pitch. I do too, Red Man. I love baseball. One of our fam is at Seattle San Francisco game. Seattle's already up 1-0, top of the first. That looks like a Julio Rodriguez, possibly. We'll check that. Did he get him? Oh, he held the swing. Barely. That looked pretty. It's close. I guess he held it. It's very close. About as much as you can swing and not go. Get him on the next one, though. There's the strikeout that you're looking for Andre Jimenez. But this is they got Alejandro Kirk. I wonder why they have George Springer so deep in the order. I would much rather have had Springer up than Kirk here. I just feel like got coaching decisions for our Little League game tonight, so they got stuff going down there as well. Sorry, I disappeared from the screen. That one bounces away from Torrens. Runners are going to move up. It's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. So you can get away with one of those, but maybe not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, he spiked that one in the dirt real good. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Reed Garrett is in. 2 runners on base are the responsibility of Tyler McGill. Let's see. Get some swing in there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Needs to find 1 more pitch. Let's go, Reed Garrett. Let's go, Reed. We need you now. Crowd is standing up. I'm standing up. I'm not sitting down right now. I'm standing. You got him swinging. Strike 3. Beautiful job. Right now, that's going to get our rock solid relief performance of the day. It's my pet rock that I made in kindergarten. Rock solid relief performance goes to Reed Garrett. Congrats, Reed. That was a beautiful job. Rock solid relief performance. I can give it out more than 1 time if I need to as well. I'll make sure I spell his name right because I don't actually know. It's Reed. Good. All right. That's how I was typing it. We're good. Our rock solid relief performance of the day goes to Reed Garrett. And if we have another great one, but that was so clutch to come in with the 2 runners on. Had the 1 wild pitch, but other than that, just beautiful. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Now, the Mets have not done much since the first. They really haven't done anything since the first. And so it'd be really nice to get Gossman out of there, but he's at 81 pitches. I don't know how well he is warmed up at this point in time. All right, I got to go start up some food because my family's coming home in just a few minutes. So I will be right back with you. Let me do this. Do you guys want like a little music on in the background too, like all the time? Do you think like that's good or do you think that's too much? What if let's do this. Let's just try. I'm going to put it on right now. I don't want to blare anybody out. Let me know if you guys like this like all the time or not. In case, just in case I'm not quite back in time, we'll throw that up on the screen. I'll be right back with you. All right, we are back with you. You guys let me know. Do you like the music in the background or not? Let the stop. Let the ball stop going by. Yeah, he's gonna get tired. Yeah. All right, I'm assuming we're going to a pitching change here. So Jose Alexa flied out, but then Lindor walked. And let me get updated on everything here. But I believe, yeah, we've got a pitching change for the Blue Jays here. So all of that, rush back to get back for a commercial break and a pitching change. All right, is it time? Do we need to bring out the rally pig? Let me do this. Do you guys like the music in the background, or is that too much? Let me know. It's I mean, it's a thing I can do. So, and I can turn it up or down. I don't want to blast me out. I can also fade it in and out too, but you guys let me know. Let me know what you're liking. Let me just do a little test here on this. Hopefully it won't get feedback loop, but let me know what you're liking. do a little test here on so hopefully I'll get feedback. So let me know. Yeah, do you guys like this music? I can adjust it. I can customize it. All those things. So we're on commercial break right now. That's why we're talking. You're not missing any action as we speak. Mason Fluharty. That's a fun name to say. This is Juan Soto at the plate. First pitch is a ball outside. We're gonna do it. We're bringing out the rally pig. This is the right time. So here's the rally pig. Mets could use another insurance run right here for sure. Lines down the right field line. It's an extra base hit. It bounces off the wall. Lindor turns third. He is going home, and he is going to score, and Rally Pig comes through right away. There you go. That's exactly what you want Juan Soto to do right there. Rally Pig is successful. That was beautiful. The first time we brought out Rally Pig all game. Second pitch for Rally Pig, rocked by Soto. I mean, that looked like the classic Soto swing right there. He was all on that. That was beautiful. Rally Pig. Just kept his head down. That was a beautiful swing. It is 3-0 New York Mets. And now Pete Alonso is at the plate, but they're just going to walk Pete. So it's going to be Brandon Nimmo coming up with runners on first and second. One out in the bottom of the sixth. Let me get my banner updated. So it is 3-0 Mets in the bottom of the sixth. Nimmo drives that down the right field line as well. That's going to score Soto easily. It's going to be a double. And it is going to be 4-0 New York Mets. The Rally Pig is rocking it here. That's exactly what we wanted to see. We got the Rally Pig rolling. Let's give Rally Pig some airtime. He's doing more work than I am right now, for sure. Let's go, Mets, baby! And Rally Pig. Back-to-back hits right down the right field line. And that was 3 batters, and Fluharty is out. We're already on to our next pitching change. Jacob Barnes is going to be coming in. We are going back to another commercial break. It is 4-0 Mets. Bottom of the sixth inning. Mets are trying to break this game wide open. There are runners on second and third with 1 out. Starling Marte. Start Marte is due up at the plate with Vientos and Torrens, the next 2 due up. I could see there being a pinch hitter for Torrens here, possibly, depending on the exact situation, and if Hayden Sanger would be someone they'd be wanting to bring in. So Jacob Barnes coming in. We're on a pitch and change, so you're not missing anything. Not missing anything. So today, Lindor had a leadoff double to start the game. He scores on the Pete Alonso home run. Then fast forward to the sixth inning. Lindor walks. He scores on a double by Soto, and then Nimmo follows it up with a double. You can see it. You don't have to have everyone to have 4 hits. The Mets have 4 hits in the game, right? But they've been strung together, and they've come at the key times and at the most important times. And this is what's beautiful. This is why I like this idea that I like Nimmo in that 4-hole much better than Vientos. Because Nimmo can, if he needs to, if Pete clears the bases, Nimmo is great at just getting on base and starting up the next rally. But if there's guys on, Nimmo can tap into his power. I really hope that Nimmo can be an all-star this year. He's an all-star caliber player. You need to have a good first half of the season. And honestly, it always helps if your team is really good, because then fans are more excited to vote when your team is good. And so Rally Pig stays out the rest of the inning here for sure. Let's see what we got, or until the bases get cleared. If there's a home run in here, then we'll let Rally Pig rest. He is doing work. Rally Pig is doing work. All right, Starling Marte is at the plate. First pitch is a strike, no balls, and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on the ball. The Mets could have scored more in that first inning. I'm featuring Rally Pig here. You don't care about me. We're featuring Rally Pig. Rally Pig's doing all this work. That ball's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. 13-6 Savage Batman now. Red Sox are pouring it on the Cardinals. Yankees are up 2-0. Marte holds his swing on that one. 3 balls and 1 strike. There is first base open, but yep, I just told you. I just saw it myself. Savage, 13-6. Here we go, Rally Pig. Marte lines that one. That's going to be right to Springer. Alonso's going to tag and score. The throw goes into third. So Nimmo's going to hold at second, but that is going to score a run, so that is a productive out. We will absolutely take that. It is 5-0 New York Mets. That's what Starling Marte brings to this team. He knows and understands what the situation is. Obviously, like you would love to get a hit there, but getting the run home, getting one more run home is huge in that spot. So Nimmo's at second. There's 2 outs. Mark Vientos is at the plate. That's what we've got going on as we speak right now. We've got Rally Pig. That ball's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Vientos. Vientos holds off on that pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. Torrens is on deck. 5 runs on 4 hits for the Mets today. Ooh, Vientos swings at a bad pitch. That splitter got him, but that was a bad pitch. Could be a 3-1 count. That must have looked really good coming in, because it looked really bad at the end. Vientos just needs a hit here. A hit here scores a run. Holds off that one. It's going to be a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Torrens on deck. Vientos is going to use his timeout right here to so they're saying there's a good chance he's going to get a ball out of the zone here. Jammed him inside. Going to pop him up, and that's going to retire the side. But Rally Pig does his job. The Mets score 3. They've scored 5 runs on 4 hits today. And so I would say that wasn't the best at-bat by Vientos there, but nonetheless, still got 3 runs home that inning. We're going to put Rally Pig away. Reed Garrett came in with a rock-solid relief performance. bailed out Tyler McGill. We are headed to the top of the 7th inning, and we're going to actually start rating some other creators. I'm going to post some links in the chat. I'm going to make sure I can find. Oh, they're subscriber only. Why are you subscriber only? I was 100% going to come in and comment on that. All right, I got to. Let's see. Let me check on this guy, make sure. So, all right, I got a first one. This is a small Met streamer, so this is like perfect for us. So we're gonna do. Make sure they're not on subscriber only mode. They're not. All right, here we go. There's the link. There's the link in the chat. MetropoliFins raid. Let's go Mets, baby. So if you're here, go click on that link. Say something nice, friendly. We're just kind of rating some other creators, showing some love to them. So if you're watching, go ahead, head on over, say hi. If you like them, give them a like, give them a subscribe for sure. So we got that going. AJ Minter's coming in for the Mets here as we speak. George Springer is leading off for the Blue Jays here. Oh, they're subscriber-only mode as well. So we can't do them. All right, I'm going to have to find somebody else here. Base hit for George Springer into right field. There you go. Thank you, Savage. Even if they don't see us or whatever, or another small creator. They have one person watching, so we just quadrupled their watching. Now there's 6 people watching. Good job. Good job, everybody. Hit the like. Even if they don't notice us, it's still cool. We're going to go over. We're going to say hi. Help out another small creator. We've been helped out by larger creators before, so we're just going to make it a part of what we do here. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Will Wagner at the plate. Let me. I'm going to see if I can find someone else to raid. I had 2. I forgot to check if they were subscriber only mode. That's not what we need. All right. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. AJ Minter against Will Wagner. George Springer on first. I really don't understand. The Mets are showing the Blue Jays who's boss. Yeah. All right, 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Trying to find somebody else who's live. Strikeout by AJ Minter. There's 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. This Mets bullpen has just been so good. Voting for the player of the game. Who's the player of the game? Who do you guys think? Pete or Tyler? I think it's got to be Tyler. I'm giving Tyler my vote. That ball is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ernie Clement, third baseman for the Blue Jays. 13-7 Red Sox. Yankees are up 4-0 on the Pirates. Athletics are up 2-1 on the Rockies, and San Francisco's tied it up. And Seattle actually have the bases loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the second. They're calling that a home run by Clement, I guess. I think the Mets are challenging this. That looked like it was going foul. Yeah, that's a foul ball. I don't know if I've ever seen a foul ball home run that was so clearly foul ball fair before. That is clearly a foul ball. I have no idea how. I have no idea how that was called a home run. It's amazing that, like, in life before replay, that would have been a home run and that would have stood. Like, that's such a bad call. I try not to pick on the umpires too much. There's lots of other players lots of other fans that pick on umpires nonstop, but foul ball. They got it right, but man, just imagine life before. So they got it right. So that's going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ernie Clement. That being said, that was a little too severe, even though the Mets have a 5-run lead here. All right. Let's see what Minter's got here. Double play. Right here. Got him swinging. We'll take the strikeout. So just missed a home run to striking out swinging is a really good pitch. So now there's 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. So the Mets are still up 5-0. 5-0 Mets here. Top of the 7th inning. Minter wants to get Rodin here because the top of the order and Bo Bichette is due up next. So you want to get out here and then start the next inning fresh with nobody on base for Bo Bichette and Vlad Guerrero Jr. First pitch is outside the ball. There's a strike. Well, it was a little bit outside maybe, but got the strike call on that. We'll take it. We will take it for sure. Ryan Stanek is warming up in the Mets bullpen. Should Minter get in any trouble. Actually, it's Davis Schneider is the pinch hitter for the Blue Jays. So I wanted to correct that. So appreciate everybody hanging out with us here today. Hit that like, hit subscribe. We got 6 people hanging out with us. I think that's the highest number I've seen. So it's awesome. Appreciate you all. That one is high as well as 3 balls and 1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike. I want Minter to go after him here. Oh, he swings at that. That was ball 4. Fouled it away. That was a bad swing. That was similar to was it Acuna who had a bad swing on a 3-1 pitch or 3-0? He swung on a 3-0 pitch. Yeah, that was not a good swing. That was a antsy, excited to be in the game swing. 13-9, Savage Batman. What's your bullpen doing here? Fouls that one as well. So remains 3-2. I don't want anything except Minter just straight challenging him here the rest of the way. Pinch hitter, he's coming in cold off the bench. You're up by 5. The worst case scenario is a 2-run homer. That's the worst case scenario. Just challenge him. Throw it hard, down the middle. Oh, it got a beautiful pitch. Absolutely froze him on that curveball. So, got a little scary, got a little dicey, but that's got to live on the edge sometimes. So we're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Mets continue to lead 5-0. 5-0 New York Mets. Full scoreboard update for you. Maybe we'll let's tune in here for a second to another game. If I can find it. Let's go. I want to see what's going on in this Red Sox game. Our good friend Savage Batman has been following along here. We'll throw it up while we wait because we're on commercial break. See what the Cardinals are trying to make a big comeback. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to share screen. We'll throw this up on the screen for you while we're on commercial break for the Mets. It is 13-9. Chapman is in. This game has been wild. 22 runs, 29 hits. Yeah, 22 runs on 29 hits. Lots of guys having great days today. Lots of people padding their stats. I mean, almost every starter on the Red Sox has 2 hits. 7 guys have 2 hits. 1 guy has 1 hit. 1 guy has no hits, but like everybody else has 2 hits. That's crazy. Nate Burleson, they just did put a pinch hitter in for the guy who's hitting best on the day. Okay, whatever you got to do, I guess. So it is 13-9 in that game. We'll just kind of keep an eye on it because this game is top of the 9th. Doing this for Savage. Yeah, I know, Savage. Red Sox look like they're trying to blow this game. 3 balls and 2 strikes in that game. We're on commercial break for the Mets game. That's why we're just tuning into here. Runners on 1st and 3rd. Mets are due up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Oh, he walked him. He walked. The bases loaded. Luke and Baker walks, and the bases are loaded. The tying run comes up to the plate. It was 13-6, and now the Cardinals are 1 swing away from tying it up in the 9th inning. Oh, my goodness, Savage. What is up with your bullpen? We're going to close it out for now so my stream can be good. All right, we're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Yeah, I know, Savage. What is going on? There's only 1 out. Scary times. All right, Luis Torrens, Luis Angel Acuna, and Jose Alexis, the bottom of the Mets order in the 7th. You will get to see the top of the order in the bottom of the 8th, in the very least, if they don't get up this inning. We've got some players moving around for the Blue Jays on defense. Jacob Barnes is going to keep pitching here this inning. Keep an eye on that Red Sox game as well. Torrens flies this one out pretty deep, actually, almost out to the warning track, yeah. But he flies out to George Springer in center. But that went pretty far. Similar to Pete's ball. Of course, Pete's kept going and went all the way over the fence, but his hit just kept going and going and going as well. Starling Marte had a 109-mile-an-hour sacrifice fly. That was the hardest hit ball of the game. Pete's home run was the second hardest hit. But Pete is locked in. Locked in, Pete. That ball is in the dirt. This is Luis Angel Acuna. 1 ball, no strike. Lots of kids at the game today. Good to see. Good to see kids at a baseball game. Swing and a miss at that one. Gave it a big cut. 1 ball, 1 strike. Did they get out of it? They must have gotten out of it because the score just disappeared. Yeah, they got out of it. All right, Savage. Congrats on surviving. That was scary for sure. As a Red Sox fan, not what you want, but you take the win any way you can get it. That ball's in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Luis Angel Acuna. We're not going to do anything extra once the game is done today because I got to get ready for my son's baseball game and to coach my son's game. And Acuna strikes out swinging on a bad pitch. I'm telling you, for as much hate as Beatty is getting, Acuna and Vientos don't look much better. But that's okay. They have no pressure on them right now. Let these other guys do it. I'd keep dropping these guys down in the order. Let them hang out at the bottom. Let some of your more veteran hitters move on up in the lineup, just a little bit higher up to do that. All right, so there are 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th. Jose Alexa at plate. That ball's high. As our team would say, that's high. That's high. That's where the birdies fly. Go birdies, go birdies, go, go, go birdies, go. They got some really cool drone shots and stuff that they're doing. Whew. Alexa has the big swing as well. Vitalik, how's it going? I'm doing well. It's a Friday. There's baseball on in the afternoon. The Mets are winning. My son plays in a baseball game tonight. It doesn't get much better than that. So, and I even got the house somewhat clean today. Got some fresh stuff listed on eBay. It's a good day all around. So family's coming home from school any minute. Alexa flicks this out to right field, and that's going to retire the side. We're headed to the top of the 8th inning. It is 5-0 for your New York Mets. How are you doing today, Vitalik? That's the much more important question. How are you doing? I'm going to go check it because I did throw some food in the oven, so let me do that really quick. Are you guys hearing the music? Do you like the music in the background? Let me know what you guys are thinking, and let me just do this. We're going to try, this is what we've been doing, because I think I smell the chicken, so I don't want it to burn for the family. It's like quick, early supper. Well, it's not really early supper, just quick supper. So just in case I'm not back in time, I'll be right back, and you can follow along with the game. All right, we are back. I actually just found out the reason I could smell the chicken was because my family got home and took the chicken out of the oven. So, everybody's home. They just got home from school, done with the week. So unless something crazy happens and this game goes super long, I'll be with you guys all the way through the end. We'll have the full stream of the game here. So super excited. Thank you. If you haven't yet done so, hit that like, hit that subscribe. And then after this game, I'm going to hang out with the family, and we've got to get ready because my son has a game tonight. So it's like a doubleheader for me. This one I get to watch and enjoy and commentate on, and then the next one I get to coach. So I got the lineup. My son is batting leadoff tonight, so I know that. We're down 2 players tonight. We still got 10, so we still have a full team. All right, there's 1 ball and 1 strike. This Bo Bichette is at the plate for the Blue Jays. Mets are up 5-0. Max Kranick pitching. Bichette pops that up. Looks like it's going to get out of play, barely. About 10 rows back in the seats, maybe. Oh, hour and a half bus ride home. Well, hopefully I can entertain you at least for a little bit. Hopefully I can entertain you for a little bit. That ball is fouled away as well for Bo Bichette. What's great is when you have a 5-0 lead like this, you can be super aggressive and go out the hitters. Doesn't mean you'll never throw a ball or try to get a strikeout, but that's what you can literally do. You can literally go for those tough strikeouts, and then if it gets to like 2-2, then you just challenge them the rest of the way because there's no such thing as a 5-run home run when nobody's on base. So you just go after these guys. That being said, it is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rally Pig showed up today just when we needed him. Ignited. Oh, beautiful pitch. Like a curveball. Bichette looked completely lost on that pitch. There's 1 out. Top of the 8th inning. All you got to do, find 5 more outs, Mets. All you got to do, find 5 more outs. Find those outs. Let's get out of here with a home opener win. It won't be an opening day win, but it'll be a home opener win. Vlad Guerrero Jr. at the plate. That first pitch is a ball barely, just tiny bit outside. Barely out. Really, for real. Not sarcastically outside. Like, for real, barely outside. That pitch is a strike right down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike. Max Kranick is pitching it up. Pitching it up. Fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Vlad Guerrero Jr. I'm telling you, he would look really good in a Mets uniform. Could you imagine just have Vlad and Pete just alternate first base and DH? That's ripped. That's a single to left field. Nimmo knocks it down, throws it back in. So there's going to be a 1-out base runner for the Blue Jays here. Professional hitter, Vlad Guerrero Jr. So it is 5-0 Mets. The Blue Jays do have a runner on with 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. See if Max Kranick can figure out how to get Anthony Santander out. Try to preserve this shutout for the Mets. Yeah, you know what? So I've done like some general stuff, but then nobody seems to show up if I just do general baseball coverage. So what we'll do, I think, occasionally is I'll just do this, especially for some of the late night West Coast games. And I'll just hop on and I'll just pick a game and we'll just cover it and just meet some new fans. This is hit. That is a great catch by Juan Soto in right field. That was a tough play. Good catch. I've been, for everything negative I've heard about Soto's defense, what I've seen so far has been he's been average to slightly above average. That's a really good play that Soto just made. Not like a diving, not a highlight reel play, but that's the type of play that if you don't get the right step on that, that'd be trouble. All right, hang tight for the bottom of the 8th. I got something to show you guys. I discovered something while I was cleaning stuff out today in my house. And eventually I want it to be a part of my background. I totally forgot that I even had it anymore. I was like so excited to see this. So it's a Mets related thing. So hang tight. We're going to show it. I'll show it in between innings here. All right, so there are 2 outs. It's Andres Jimenez here at the plate. He's gotten off to a great start this season, but the Mets have been able to hold him in check today. 1 ball and 1 strike. Max Kranick, this is his inning. If he wants it, he can take it through. That ball is fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Mets pitching, starters, relievers, it's just been so impressive to start the season. I think they're showing Max Kranick's family in the crowd. Oh, so fun. That's a chopper. To Lindor, steps on the bag, gets him out, retires the side. We are headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 5-0 Mets. All right, I'm going to show you guys something, but in order to do this, I'm going to actually take off the virtual background for now. I'm going to take off the virtual background just so that way it doesn't go crazy. So I was just going through some storage, and I'll save some of these for later. But I found my old pennants that I had as a kid. I'm not going to show this to you yet. Found my old pennants, and this particular pennant, I went to 1 game at Shea Stadium. Hold on, let me close this. I went to 1 game at Shea Stadium as a kid, and we barely ever bought stuff like this, but apparently we did this one time. I don't know if it was my money or my parents bought it for me. I remember having this displayed in my room a bunch. There's probably pinholes in it and everything. So check out this pennant. This is probably circa like 89, 90, something like that. I'll try to zoom in so you guys can kind of see this. I found this old Mets pennant, and yes, it's in a pennant protector. So you got the New York Mets. When I was a kid, I always just pretended like that was Dwight Gooden, and then this was like Keith Hernandez. Those were like the 2 that I always imagined. But yeah, I got this. So I found that I forgot that I even had these still. So we're gonna find a way eventually to get these displayed as part of the real background when I get a real background set up. So that was my find that I found today. So I'm gonna have to show. I know it's got a little glare. Hopefully you guys can see that there. Isn't that so cool? I don't think there's any copyright date on it. It's made in the USA. That's how you know. You guys see that? Made in the USA. That's how you know it's old. We don't make anything in the U.S. anymore. I mean, it's probably, I doubt it has any significant value, especially the pinholes, and it's been rolled up. But I mean, yeah, this was on my wall as a kid, like my whole life. I would say like somewhere late 80s, early 90s when I went to Shea Stadium. So I think I only went one time. I still have that ticket stub somewhere, too, which is cool. That's one of the things kids nowadays will never have. They don't ever ticket stubs. All right. So we're starting out with the top of the Mets lineup. We'll get the background back up again here. It is Francisco Lindor leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. So I found some other pennants too, but that was the cool one. I wanted to show that one off today. I found 2 Mets and 2 Dolphins. That's fouled away by Lindor. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Athletics and Rockies are tied 2-2, the bottom of the 5th. Yankees are up on the Pirates 5-1. Arnell, our friend, he is at the Giants game in San Francisco. They're facing the Mariners, and the Mariners just tied it up. It's 3-3 in the top of the 3rd there, with 3 runners on. Lots of threes in that one. 3-3, top of the 3rd, 3 runners on for the Mariners in that game. And those are the only games that are live right now. There's a couple other ones in the books. The Red Sox held off the Cardinals. That one's in the dirt. Full count to Francisco Lindor. So the Mets are trying to, obviously, more runs here would be cool, but really at this point, just trying to get out of here. Get Tyler McGill his 2nd win of the season. He'll be in the 2-0 club. Always great to be in the 2-0 club within the first 2 weeks of the season. And that's outside, so Lindor works the walk, being patient, even though they're up 5-0. Mets understand, like, look, you're trying to work these pitchers. These are relievers. You want to use up these guys. You want to make them spend their bullpen, because it's not always about just today. It's also about tomorrow and tomorrow's win. So it is Juan Soto coming to the plate with Francisco Lindor on. Soto's had a big hit today. He had a huge double. Pete Alonso had a big hit today, a huge home run. Soto squared around a bunt on that one. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. He looked frustrated that he showed the bunt. I've got my Soto ready for a Juan Soto home run. This would be the time. Lindor steals 2nd easily. We got a huge jump on that. So we got a runner in scoring position for Juan Soto. And here's what's great is you really just can't intentionally put Soto on here. Are you really going to put another runner on for Pete on deck? By the way, Brandon Nimmo had a huge hit today too. So the Mets have 4 hits and they have 5 runs, but all their hits have been productive. All right, Lindor is caught in a pickle here in a rundown because the ball was grounded back to the pitcher. So he's going to be thrown out. So Soto's going to make it to first there. It was a good rundown. Gary Cohen's asking Keith Hernandez how to avoid that. Soto steals, and he steals 2nd. So Lindor is caught in the pickle, but Soto steals 2nd, and so he's replaced just as quickly by Juan Soto. He was in there easily, just had to make sure he held the bag, didn't come off. So it's runner on 2nd again for the Mets now, this time with 1 out. So Lindor walked, stole 2nd. Soto grounded into fielder's choice that got Lindor caught in a pickle. and then Soto steals second. So you're really no worse for the wear because Soto's hit was a ground out either way. It's just you replaced Lindor with Soto at second base. Pete Alonso was at the plate. He had a home run earlier in this game. There is first base open, but I think at this point you go after him because you're already down by 5. Pete already got an intentional walk earlier in the game as well. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Pete Alonso here. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. This is almost certainly the Mets' last up unless the bullpen completely blows it. Pete fouls that one away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here we go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pete pops that one. That's going to go out to right field. Soto fakes the tag. Stays at second, so it's going to be 2 outs. Brandon Nimmo at the plate. Last opportunity for the Mets to try to knock in a run here. So if you haven't yet done so, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. We are MetropoliFins. We're YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. Appreciate you hanging out with us on what will hopefully be, fingers crossed, don't assume, right? But hopefully be a nice home opener win for the Mets. Max Kranick is potentially set to come out for the 9th inning for the Mets as well, they're saying. 2 balls and no strikes on Nimmo. So Nimmo, again, continuing to work the count. He's really looking for a ball to drive here. That's just on the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's a good take, though. You don't want to swing at that of the 2-0 count. You're looking for a fastball. You're looking for a wheelhouse pitch there. So let's see. Let's see what Nimmo's got here. 2 balls, 1 strike. He was swing and a miss there. That's a good pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Second, Mr. Juan Soto. And here's the thing, even on that Lindor play where he got caught in the pickle on the grounder, had he not stolen that base, it would have been a double play. So the very fact that he stole second ended up keeping this inning alive, because otherwise the inning would have been over with the Soto double play. So it's really not a bad thing that it went down that way. 3-2 pitch, Nimmo grounds it to second. And he's going to be retired. So we are headed to the top of the 9th inning. This is it. Alejandro Kirk, George Springer, and Will Warner due up for the Blue Jays. So we're at commercial break. This is it. Hopefully, all things go as planned. This should be it. The Mets are up 5-0. They had 2 big innings. All right, quick little scoreboard update for the rest of the games currently in progress. The Yankees have opened up to a 7-1 lead on the Pirates in the 4th inning. Who's pitching for the Pirates? It's always the question, right? Who was the Pirates' starting pitcher? Looks like it was, is it Mitch Keller? Is that who that is? Yeah, Mitch Keller got lit up today. 3 2/3 innings pitched, 7 runs on 8 hits. Got absolutely smoked. Mitch Keller got smoked in this game. All right, and then Athletics and Rockies, that is tied up 2-2 in the top of the sixth, and Mariners and Giants are tied up 3-3. I wanted to see because the Mariners scored in the first inning. Was that on a Julio home run? Yeah, it was. It looked like the place in the lineup that it was. That would have been. So, yeah, Yankees are down. Here, I can give you a few more stats, Vita, like I forgot. Yeah, let me give you a few more stats on who has done the damage for the Yankees. All right, so for the Yankees, in the second, Oswaldo Cabrera singled. In the third, Jason Dominguez had 2 RBI single for Oswaldo Cabrera. In the third, Jason Dominguez had a 1-run RBI single. Oswaldo Cabrera had an RBI single as well. Brian Reynolds homer for the Pirates in the bottom of the third. In the top of the fourth, Volpe had an RBI single. Jason Dominguez had an RBI by getting hit by the pitch with the bases loaded. And Oswaldo Cabrera won the bases loaded. So that's how the Yankees scored their run. So lots of Oswaldo Cabrera and Jason Dominguez. It's most of it and opportune things. All right, Alejandro Kirk grounds out to Mark Vientos. There's 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. This game is just about over, but never know for sure. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We're not going to do anything extra here tonight because I got to get ready to go to a baseball game because my son plays tonight, and I'm one of the coaches. So we're going to be there, and I got to eat some food and get ready to go, help everybody get out the door. This is George Springer. I would say if I had any critique of this Blue Jays lineup, I don't understand why they have George Springer as low in this lineup as he did. There were a couple of times that if Springer had been higher up in the lineup, he could have done a lot more damage for the Blue Jays today. So, swung on a pitch. Super high and inside slider. No balls and 2 strikes. Top of the 9th. McGill in line for his second win. Thank you. Appreciate it. He's leading off tonight. He's probably not pitching. He pitched last game, so he's probably not pitching tonight. Griffin Canning pitches for the Mets tomorrow. I don't think I'll cover that game. I might cover Sunday's game. That ball is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Athletics just took a 3-2 lead on the Rockies. That one's fouled off by Springer as well. We are 1 out in the top of the 9th. Max Kranick they're trying to save because the Mets got a lot of days in a row with very few off days. They're going to play a lot of games in a row, so they're trying to not use more arms than they need to. That's high. Full count. Springer lines it directly to Lindor. Lindor makes the catch. There's 2 outs. And what's really nice is all the Mets got through the top of the order last inning, so you're kind of headed to the bottom of the order now. So, 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. We are getting ready. Getting ready for a Mets win. We'll do a nice little recap, like a 2-minute recap when the game is over. We're not going to do anything extra beyond that because I got to get going. But we'll do a quick little recap, post game, final score update, and then we're going to skedaddle out of here. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Will Wagner is at the plate. He's their number 7 hitter. Number 7 hitter for Mr. and Mrs. Met are getting ready to celebrate. Been just a great game. That's a fly ball. Lindor is under it. He makes the catch. The game is over. Mets win 5-0. I mean, I'm not going to say that it was like a crazy game because the Mets didn't hit a ton, but all the Mets hits came when they needed to come. Pete Alonso had a home run. That was everything that was needed, but the Mets also put together a nice inning in the sixth. It was a really good sixth inning where they piled on and did that. Tyler McGill, beautiful pitching performance today. Ran out of gas at the very end with a couple of walks, but the bullpen helped to get out of it. Reed Garrett got the rock-solid reliever, but honestly, you could also you could award the rock-solid relief performance to Max Kranick he went like 2 2/3 innings, 2 1/3. I think he got 10 outs. So it was just absolutely beautiful performance by the Mets today. Still a little concerned about some of these young Mets stars. Acuna didn't look great at the plate. Vientos didn't look great at the plate. Beatty didn't play. So, but as long as the Mets keep winning, the Mets have a winning record, by the way, for the first time this season. They are 4-3. Here's the full scoreboard update here really quick. This game is over. The Cubs beat the Padres 3-1. The Red Sox beat the Cardinals 13-9. The Tigers beat the White Sox 7-4. This game ended 5-0 Mets. Currently going on, the Athletics are winning 3-2 over the Rockies. That's in the top of the sixth. The Yankees beating the Pirates 7-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Mariners and Giants are tied 3-3. Then coming up tonight, you got the Diamondbacks at the Nationals. Dodgers are at the Phillies. That game is on Apple TV if you care. The Marlins are at the Braves. The Orioles are at the Royals. Tampa Bay is at the Texas Rangers. That's also on Apple TV. The Reds at the Brewers. The Guardians at the Angels. That is the rest of the rundown for today. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And have a great night. Let's go Mets, baby.